Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. I'm Victoria and yeah, today's pick a card is an interesting one, partly because it's not a pick a card, it's a pick a sticker. So yeah, we have these three cute little stickers we're picking from today, and today we're talking and learning about what is our role here right now. Right now, what is our role in this whole story? Because let's be honest, the whole world is like a story. It's like a storybook or a movie. And each of us has our own role. Some people gotta play the villain, other people gotta play, the hero. Some others have to play just a merchant. And yeah, what is your role right now? And I really want to dive deep only in this particular topic. What is your role now? And the next pick a card reading that I will do will be about what role you're moving into. So some of you might learn a bit about your past and future role here as well, but I want to focus this one specifically on what you're in right now, how you're interacting with society and with the whole group in the whole story, and also in your own story, what character are you playing? What archetype are you? So yes, we have these three cute little stickers. Group number one has this bunny with a cake sticker, which is holographic, and these are made by a friend of mine, and I will link her Etsy shop down below if any of you are interested in her stickers or in prints or keychains she does. They're super cute. And then group two, we have this other holographic sticker, bunny hugging a really cute ice cream. And then group three, we have the watermelon ice cream. Another holographic one. I just realized they all are. But yeah, they're super cute. So try to pick the one that's drawing you in the most. Maybe for some of you it might be the one you find the cutest, or it might be just one that you feel very drawn to, or you might be drawn to all of them. I mean, you might want to look at all of them, but since we're talking about the archetype and the character that you are right now, I do feel like there will be a specific group that will be for you. So there's a bit less like fluidity here. In other videos, I do say, you can watch every group, but here I really feel like it's about focusing down onto one. So yeah, see what resonates with you, and yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think about this. Anyway, I'll give you some time and then I'll see you in your group. Hello, group one. So you guys picked the bunny with the cake. That's a cute pick. Very, very cute. All of them are cute, but maybe this one is my favorite. Who knows? Anyway, we're using this really interesting deck here. So you guys got the Air and the Spy Master. What does that mean for you right now? So with both of them, I can definitely tell you that you already know this. This is a lonely path that you're on right now. I really feel like your role is a lonely one. Even if you have a lot of people around you and talk to a lot of people, it's still lonely because it's like you're seeking in something that no one else seeks, that not many others seek. So the Spy Master is alone in seeking knowledge and is alone in knowing so many things. And sometimes it's hard to know so many things and live normally. And the Air as well, the Air can be surrounded by so many teachers and people around them, trying to prepare them, trying to get close to them, but still feels so alone because unless you know someone else who's also an Air, it's kind of hard to for someone to really understand where you're at, because it's a very it's a position that is not easy, and a lot of people envy it, and a lot of people think that it is easy to be what you are, and it is easy to get to where you've gotten, but it's not. You've had many troubles, and you've had to go through and learn a lot, and finally it's like a new path is coming before you. You're finally going to start wearing the crown soon. You're the heir, but you're going to start becoming the king or queen. And it's a really interesting dynamic where you've been searching so much for knowledge, and you're so good at reading people as well, because you are so knowledgeable. Both the heir and the spy master need to be knowledgeable and need to be intelligent to be good at what they're doing. And I'm sure that these cards coming through mean that you are very good at what you're here to do. And part of what you're here to do is really to know a lot, to guide people. The heir is going to come into a position where the heir will guide, the heir will lead people. You're still not there. You're definitely still transitioning, and you can probably feel the transition. And you're probably having some moments sometimes of doubting yourself, feeling like imposter syndrome, like, can I really do this, or do I have enough knowledge, or are people going to trust me? Maybe it's not in your current position, but maybe you kind of have an idea of what you're going to be doing in the future, and you're thinking, am I really going to be able to do that? How will I be able to do that? And, you know, even then, knowing so much, you're distrusting others as well. Will people follow me? Will people trust me? You know, seeing everyone around me and the way that they're acting, knowing all of the secrets, feeling into their energy, I can feel what they're like, and I don't know if I'll be able to handle it. I don't know if they'll be able to handle me. It's just so many feelings and emotions, and so many thoughts, because again, you are so knowledgeable and intelligent, and you have such a deep inner intelligence. It's not just about knowing things, and anyone can read a book and know things, but you feel things. You have that inner intelligence flowing through you, and that you kind of are still learning how to control it and allow it to fully flow into you. That's why you're still the heir again. You're still learning how to fully come into that, and you're not there fully yet, but you're definitely very skilled. And I do feel like some people might look at you, if you are someone who is looked at a lot by people, they probably look at you and can be envious, or they can feel like, again, you got what you have easy, or your life is easier than other people's, but it's not easier. They just don't understand. Or for some of you, since you did get the spy master, I do feel like there's like two different people here, or at one point in your life you were very seen and now you're not, or the opposite, where with the spy master, you know, he has to be secretive, he has to be unnoticed. So you do go into the shadows, but then sometimes you go into the light, and that's where a lot of judgment comes through as well. I really feel that, and a lot of expectations put on you by yourself. I think mostly it's you having high expectations of yourself because of all of the knowledge you have, because you know the inner intelligence in you knows what you're going to be doing, and it knows how big your mission is, and your human mind is thinking, how am I going to achieve that? Will I be able to do that? Will I have everything I need? Will I know enough? So yeah, it's quite an interesting role that you're playing right now. And again, I really feel like it's a complicated one, especially in terms of how other people will see you, because other people definitely don't understand you. You're definitely not an open book. You're definitely a hard one to read and understand. You're definitely different. And I don't think you've been working just this life. I think you've been working for many lives on what you have right now. And that's why you're feeling like that imposter syndrome, or feeling like maybe your life is too easy. I mean, I sometimes get that too, where I feel like, oh, other people have it so hard, and I feel kind of bad that my life seems easier, but everyone has hardships, and you do too. Your life is not easy or easier. You have your own things to deal with, and you've dealt with so many others things in past lives. So don't put yourself down. You've done a lot of work, and you have so much knowledge. you don't just receive this knowledge like this, you know. You've worked for this. You've worked very hard, and you have a lot more potential as well. So don't hesitate, since hesitation is one of the words here. Don't hesitate. We also have time to tinker. This is Tinkerbell. Interesting that Tinkerbell is coming through here. So right now, as I said, you're still working on everything. You're still trying to come into becoming the either the queen or the king, whatever you would like to be, the ruler, I guess. And you're tinkering. You're doing what you need to be doing. So the heir studies the heir, gets ready for all of the things that he or she is gonna have to handle in the future, and the spy master collects data, and you know, it's like a job that's not conventional, and again, other people might be like, what are you doing? Like, you're just doing some random stuff, and then how is life working for you? But it is, because I feel like you guys are following what you need to be doing. You're following your intuition, and you're following that spark in your heart that's like lighting things up, and it's making things happen for you, because you are tinkering. You're doing what you came here to do. So good job, group 1. You're doing what you came here to do, and you must be doing a good job, since these cards are coming out as well. So keep on going, keep tinkering, keep doing what you love, whatever that is. Go on your path, and don't be scared to go on it, even if no one else is going on that path. Like, who cares? You're here to do that. Someone has to do that. Everyone has their own role, and yeah, yours might be more special, or might seem more special than some other people's, and that's fine. It's, you know, it is what it is. This is the role you picked for yourself, and you should be like confident and keep on going. Let's see what tarot cards came through. So we have the 8 of Wands, the 10 of Pentacles, the King of Wands. So here we get the King. So yes, from the air we go to the King. So I guess you are starting to become a king. And we also have the Death card. That's really interesting, coming right after the King, because there's a feeling of, again, like I said, you're following the passion within you allowing that fire to burn and just going with it. Like, if you love doing something, you just keep doing it, and you know, even if people react weirdly to it or question it in any kind of way, you keep doing it, and things come to you because of that. You receive things. Some of you might be traveling a lot, some of you might move around a lot, or just things happen quickly. You receive things quicker than other people. And again, I really feel like with you, your role is very much to do with other people's opinions, and you know exactly what their opinions of you are, because you don't need them to tell you. You can look at their face, feel their energy, and then you instantly know what they're thinking of you. And when the thoughts are not good, you know, it feels kind of bad. But you're still able to create this life that you're happy with, that you feel abundant in, that you feel happy in. And again, people are looking at that and they're like, how? Why? Like, I don't understand. How are you doing that? And again, some of them might be jealous. And it's just how it is. But you are able to make that, and it's because you're following that passion. Again, the King of Wands, the King of passion, the King of following the passion, running but not sweating when he's running. I don't know why that's coming through, but that's coming through. But again, you're graduating from this. So reaching this point is when you will really get to the next level here with the Death card. It's really symbolizing that death, where the ending of a cycle, the ending of you being an heir, and the beginning of you becoming a ruler, an actual ruler. So that end is coming. It's very soon, since this is coming through. It's coming soon, and you feel it, and you know it, and you're probably excited about it. So if you're interested in what is going to come and what you're going to be becoming, definitely tune into the next video where we'll be looking into that. What role will you be playing soon? Because yours is coming very soon. I can definitely feel that, especially if you keep going on this path, keep staying happy. I don't, that's coming through. Just stay happy, just stay positive, and keep doing what you're passionate about. And don't be scared of beginnings, because they are just natural. Don't be scared of endings, they are natural. Don't doubt yourself, because you've worked hard to get where you are and to get what you will get. Let's see what oracle cards came through. Fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites and extremes of life. So that's interesting. Again, extremes, like the extreme of being in the shadows and knowing everything, and the extreme of being in the limelight, being in front of everyone in the spotlight, where everyone is seeing you, judging you, and you might feel like you're not good enough, you're not ready, you don't have enough knowledge, because you are the air. The air is, still not there, but the spy master, on the inside, you're like this super intelligent, super knowledgeable person who knows everyone's secrets. And it's that extreme of one to the other, where sometimes you're super confident, sometimes you're super hesitant, sometimes you can be very distrusting towards people, sometimes you find yourself trusting anyone. So it's the extremes, holding the extremes. That's what you're doing right now. And most likely part of what you're learning is to surrender. And to just accept that these two energies are in you at the same time, and they're flowing through you. That's just what is supposed to happen, and you're supposed to learn how to balance that within yourself. We also have karmic relationships here. Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. So again, the growth. I mean, you got the air card, so definitely you're still growing. You've been growing. I mentioned that, in previous lives, you've been growing so much. That's why you have a lot of what you have now. But you've been growing a lot in this life too. So don't forget that. Don't diminish yourself because of, stupid reasons, I guess. You've done a lot, and you've probably been part of many conflicts because of different reasons. Again, people seeing you in a particular way, or you doubting yourself or doubting them, or not being sure of things, being distrustful. All of these things, like, they spark conflict. And the extremes, they spark conflict. When two extremes come, conflict comes. But you know what conflict does? It helps you grow. So all of this conflict that's been a part of your life, it's been there to help you grow more and more. And that's how you've been able to become more of like the King of Wands, and how you've been able to become who you are. If the air doesn't have conflicts in their life, how are they going to grow and get ready for the real world when they're going to be a king? Like, imagine a kid that knows nothing about like human interaction, suddenly being thrust into interacting with many humans. You need to grow. You needed that time, and now you are really, really remembering that, really understanding that, really learning more from it. We also have Saint Germain here. Ooh, karma releasing. Move beyond drama and create your own path. Make room for good energy. So again, making room for good energy. That's what I was saying. Like, just stay happy. Just stay positive. That's what you're doing right now. That's what you've been perfecting, I guess. And releasing all of these, maybe the karma that may have been created by you really moving through extremes. And again, these energies, they're so, like, in a way, polarizing. So flowing through you, both of these, it's just so confusing, and naturally you make some mistakes, or you may create some conflicts around you, and sometimes you probably wonder, like, why are people reacting weirdly to me? Just because of the energy that's flowing through you, and the energy that you're showing to others. That's, I guess, in a way, sometimes bothering them, or making them question, making them wonder. But now we're really releasing that to make room for more good energy. And the more good energy that you accumulate, the more, it's not just that people will always, there will always be someone who will judge you, but you won't be affected by it. You won't care. And you won't care about what others are thinking. And you won't be wondering, why do I have this but others don't? And you won't be thinking all of these things. It's like trying to graduate from this, trying to move away from drama and conflict, trying to stand up above it. Because if you want to be a good ruler, you have to stand up above it. We also have the Miriam with sacred vision. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all and remember that love has no boundaries. So that is definitely one that is more at the end of this journey and the end of the Spy Master's journey, and both the air too, to be honest. Trying to be a good ruler, you have to understand that everyone has positives, everyone has good inside them, and you need to see the light in everyone. No matter how much someone can piss you off as a ruler, you need to stay neutral to actually be a good ruler. Not even trying to go for love and go towards good things. It's about staying neutral. And that is really something that is actually being helped by the Spy Master energy, because the Spy Master kind of understands that. He sees the Spy Master has seen all of the darkness in everyone, because he knows, he's like looked into everyone and knows everyone's secrets. So he knows that everyone has secrets. Everyone is like not so great. So that kind of energy is helping the air to understand that, yeah, everyone has faults, so I shouldn't, really be judging people at all, to be honest. And I should just let go of all of the things I'm holding on to, because it's not gonna be good for me in the future. I need to be neutral. I need to think about what's for the highest good of all, not what will make me happy right now, for example. Because yeah, maybe sometimes you might feel really happy if you punch someone in the face when they annoy you, but is that for the highest good of all? Probably not, or sometimes you might feel like, I need to tell this person to stop doing what they're doing, because it just, that needs to be balanced out. And sometimes you can hesitate and be like, oh, is it really okay for me to say this? But you need to say it, because it's like how you will help them, I guess. Listen to your heart, awaken psychic abilities, and tune into the infinite. So again, learning now. You're learning, you're gathering a lot of knowledge and starting to grow more and more. And in terms of listening to your heart, more and more growing, that's what you've been doing. Listening, trying to grow whatever ability you have. And I feel like for a lot of you, the ability that you have is like really feeling into people and knowing what they're about, and kind of unearthing their secrets without them telling you anything. I feel like this is a strong ability for a lot of you that are watching this. So you've been able to master this now because of this energy. So quite an interesting one. And enlightenment is the last card I have for you, group number 1. Look from the highest perspective and see the divine in everyone. Again, seeing all of the shit in everyone kind of helps you realize, wow, there's also divine and beauty in everyone. The Spy Master at the start has to focus on all of the bad things in people, but then slowly here, especially with the Saint Germain card, where you're slowly starting to realize, wait, every person also has like a good part. Like this person is really good, like a good person in this area. This is this person has a good thing in this area. Or you understand also why people are the way that they are, like what kind of trauma made them the way that they are right now. And that is truly what brings you more to enlightenment, and being able to stay neutral. Enlightenment is all about neutrality. It's not about picking love or hate, good or bad. It's about staying neutral and understanding that they're both a part of the grand scheme of things. We're all characters in this game, in this story, and all of us, again, have good and bad parts, and all of us are important. So the good person isn't more important than the bad person, and vice versa. Whew, group 1, I hope that you enjoyed this. Again, if you're interested in the next video, definitely subscribe and click that bell icon. Maybe it'll show you when I upload that too, so you can see what you're gonna be soon, what you're moving into. And I hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments if you thought that this was actually true for you. Did this resonate? I'm really curious to hear about that. And yeah, I hope that you guys have a great day, and I hope I see you in my next video. Bye! Hello, group 2. Here is your bunny with an ice cream, and the cards that you got are the Masquerari and the Walker. So this is quite interesting, considering this is, what your current role is. So this is the one who makes the masks. You're the mask maker. You create all of these masks. You create all of these characters for yourself, for others. I mean, some of you might even have something to do with writing or somehow creating characters. And some of you are just doing that for yourself. Like, with this person, I'm going to act like this. With this person, I'm going to act like that. And you're making all of these masks and creating. It's just like a lot about creation and a journey. It's like you're creating, but with the Walker here, you don't know where you're going with all of this creation. It's like you're weaving the story, but you don't really know exactly where it's going. You're going on the path that you feel is best for you. You're definitely being guided, but you have absolutely no idea where it's going. If you right now are thinking, oh, I kind of know where my life is going. No. No, you don't. Be honest with yourself. If you're honest with yourself, you'll realize that you have no idea where you're going. And that's the fun part. It can make you anxious, but I feel like for you guys, you kind of like that. And you're supposed to be like this. You're walking, you're going on this journey, you're working hard on creating all of these masks, but what is the purpose of them? You don't know. And maybe the purpose of it is just creation. You're just on the path creating. You don't really have a goal in mind particularly, or there is no goal at the end that I guess your higher self has set. But you're just doing what you're doing for creation's sake. So it's really interesting that some of you might be like some kind of other creators. You're creating something, you're making something, and other people can use it as well. That's the key thing, that you're making something that others can use too. I don't know exactly what each of you is making. I would be curious to know. If you can let me down in the comments. Yeah, let me know. But there is there's positive aspects to everything, and there's negative aspects to every single role. And the negative aspects for your roles are quite interesting, because even though you're making all these masks and they are helping you, they've helped you, they're helping others, at the same time, you've lost sight of yourself. So part of why you don't know where you're going on this journey is because you've lost sight of who you really are. In a way, some of you have lost your connection as well. Like, your connection is not as clear with your higher self, with your true self, because of all of these masks. Because you're thinking, well, this is my name, this is my job, this is where I'm born, this is where I live. These are all like parts of the mask. but that's not really you. And because you are so stuck in some of these masks, some of you especially are so stuck into being these masks and like changing them, like, oh, change, not really realizing that you're even using masks. Because of that, you're walking aimlessly. And right now, some of you might be not really enjoying the journey as well. If you have had like times recently where you've been sad, especially sad if you don't know where you're going and you don't know what to do, then yeah, this is definitely the group for you. Because it really is part of your role. Part of your role was to lose yourself by creating so much. Part of your role was to just walk on this journey and go where you feel like going, but not knowing exactly where. That is what you needed to be right now. You're being what was needed of you. You are what is needed. So never feel bad about what you are and what you're doing, because even being this is an important part of the whole story. This is an important character from a story. Imagine if your favorite story, whether it's a book, a movie, game, whatever, imagine if it didn't have one of the characters. You know, some of them, they might not be as important, but some of them, you know, even if they had like one appearance, they can be super important. So again, you and your current role are very important. So don't feel bad about it. Some of you, I feel like maybe, or may have been feeling bad about it. And I understand, you know, it's a bit, you know, this is a bit of a hard one to be in, because your part of your job is to create these masks, but you're also losing yourself the more you make it. So every time you create something, you lose a little bit of yourself, and that's hard. But it's at the moment where you lose the most, where you lose every part of yourself, where you lose the connection fully, where you absolutely have no idea where you're going. Everything crumbles down. There's like the whole tree falling in front of you, and your path is being blocked. Where you're like, oh, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I'm this, I'm that, but that's not allowing me to grow. That's not allowing me to move forward. So I feel like once that happens for you, that is when you'll really move into that next cycle where you will become another character, I guess, another archetype, I guess. And if you're interested in what you're going to be, tune into the next pick a card reading where we'll be looking into that. Anyway, let's see what other cards came through for you. We also have gold at the end of the rainbow, so we have a leprechaun here. You definitely have the energy of a very hardworking person, both with the Masquerade and the leprechaun. Very hardworking energy, working. So again, you're creating for the sake of creation. You don't know why you're creating. Like right now, you're doing something because you think, maybe some of you are creating for your job, and you feel like, well, I am creating so I can make money. But no, you're not creating so you can make money. Like that is a very human thing to think, let's say. But looking at it in the higher perspective, why are you really creating? You don't know. You have no idea, and that's because you're a bit disconnected. Once you start connecting more, you'll realize, is there actually a reason I'm creating this, or am I just doing it for the sake of doing it? Some of us create or have created things in the past to help others, purely to help others, purely to further their agenda or their project. Like I used to work in animation, and I used to create 2D animation movies, I guess. So I was helping create a project of someone else's, not my own. And that's what most people do. They put their energy into making something for someone else. Now with the masks, you're using some energy to create things for yourself as well. But I do feel like there's that energy of creating something for others as well. So I think for you, it's probably important right now to think about a lot of this. Like, what are you creating and who are you creating it for? Are you doing it for yourself? Or are you doing it for someone else? Are you doing it for the highest good of all? Or are you doing it just because? And it's fine. Be neutral, and it doesn't matter what the answer is. There's no bad answer. It's just important to know and be aware of that. But again, very hardworking. That is just your energy, very hardworking and kind of elusive. Like for some people, it might feel like you're here one day and you're there another day. If they stop looking at you, you completely changed, or yeah, because you have different masks. So they look at you one day and they're like, oh, you're this person, but then they look at you another day and they're like, whoa, you changed completely. Like what happened? Or like you're not there at all. And yeah, with all these birds as well, I do feel like some of you, because of this like walker energy, there's an energy of kind of being up in the clouds and not being fully grounded. Even though you're creating in the physical, you're making things, you're still really up in the clouds. So again, I think this will probably start ironing out in your next chapter. But that is just part of what you're supposed to be right now. You're supposed to be more up in the clouds. You're supposed to be, creating, but also not being fully there. Kind of being in the zone, but also not fully. Very interesting. I didn't expect this. That's for sure. So let's see the tarot cards that came through. We have the Fool, the Nine of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. Oh, interesting. We have two twos here. That might be important for some of you. Like the number itself might be a sign of some kind for some of you. Just like any other number, word, you can always take things as signs. Anything can be a sign. So read between the lines, use your intelligence. So with the Fool and the Nine of Wands and the Two of Pentacles, so interesting. You're juggling a lot of things. You're creating a lot of masks. You're creating a lot of things. You're creating masks. Like every single one of you is creating masks every single day. Every single time you meet a new person, you're creating a new mask. Every time you're hit with a new thing, a new problem, or just new thing you have to do, you're creating a new mask. But at the same time, you're creating like a lot of other things. Again, I really feel like a lot of you are creating something in the physical. So you're just juggling a lot of creation. And I do feel like because you don't know where you're going, and yeah, you are following like kind of, like the Fool, kind of like, la la la, I'm kind of in the clouds, kind of just going where I need to, the Walker. But because you're disconnected because of this masquerade energy, and you don't fully even know who you are or what you're doing, why you're doing what you're doing, I do feel like you get into a lot of situations where things don't work out as much, or just a mess is created. Like maybe you finish what you're doing, but it doesn't come out the way that you wanted it, and like it doesn't give you that gratification that you wanted. That's a big problem with the Walker, that right now you're probably experiencing, or you've been experiencing, some kind of like dissatisfaction with your journey, with your path. And that's because a lot because of this disconnection. But what you're supposed to do with these energies, they're very a bit of a polarizing energy, because kind of, but not fully. So what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to master this to move on to the next one, is to really trust that, okay, yeah, I might be disconnected. I am making all these things. I don't know why. And maybe there's something in my path that's blocking me. Well, I need to find a new way to go where I need to go. See where I need to go, find that new way, go there, and be content with it. Don't feel bad if something doesn't work out. If you're making a mask, for example, if you're creating something and it completely backfires and doesn't work out how you wanted it to, take it as it is. Try to stay neutral. I feel like with the group number 1, neutrality was also a big thing too. And I can feel that with you as well. There's definitely a balancing act between it. There's a balancing act also between the physical and the mental for you. There's a lot of mental going around, you know, again, up in the clouds kind of energy. And there's also the physical work. You're creating something here, and you're supposed to bridge the gap between both of them. That's why you have both of these energies. Again, it's such an interesting duo to come together. Group number one also had a very interesting duo, but yours, I feel like both are not easy to work with. And for some of you, something important might be that will help you a lot and is helping you a lot. And maybe you haven't realized now, you might realize, is people around you, your connections with people. And it's not connections with groups specifically, it's connections with like one-on-one connections. Your connection with your best friend, your connection with your partner, your connection with your mother or your father. Those connections and how the relationships go when it's one-on-one is important for you. It's telling you a lot. It's because you're so sucked in into creating this and you don't know where you're going, blah, blah, blah. They're trying to send you signs. Your higher self is trying to send you signs with the other people, with your one-on-one connection. So looking at that and seeing how people are reacting to you, seeing how what they're saying to you, seeing what they're like, what they're doing to you, it will really show you where you're at and will really show you, maybe give you signs as well of what you need to be doing exactly if you're a bit confused. But the most important part for you is just to stay calm and not get overwhelmed as well, because it can be overwhelming sometimes, not knowing things and just being confused. But how you get out of this is by understanding it and by moving forward like that, not by fighting it and trying to destroy it or something like that, or even releasing it. This is a part of you. Don't hate these parts of you. This is a beautiful part of you, the creator, the walker. It's beautiful, so embrace it and be it, so that when you fully embrace it, that's when you can finally graduate and move on, if that's what you want, or you can stay like this. And these roles again are important. Lifting the veil is the next card. Questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. So that is an interesting one now. So you've probably been hit with some situations where you had to question more, because you know, if you're a bit confused, you start questioning things more, or you start thinking a lot. Again, that up in the clouds energy, like thinking like, why is this happening? What about this? Like, or just thinking random things. How you're supposed to deal with this is to really properly question. Why is this happening? Why is this, what do I need to do? What have I done that this is happening to me now for? What do I need to, what is my next step? Things like this, and not wasting your mental energy on random other things, because I know a lot of people can do that. Same here. But sometimes we need to focus, and I think you're very good at focusing. That's why you have this Masquerade energy. That's a very, very good focused energy, while the walker is kind of all over the place, not knowing exactly where he's going. So again, very like polarizing different energies, and you're supposed to, again, bridge the gap between both of them, use them both correctly. And again, that is how you unlock that box with the treasure, I guess, with whatever's at the end of the rainbow for you. Whew. The next card we have is Loosen Your Grip. Coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. That is an interesting one. And not fully surprising that it's here at all, since there is that duality where it's like, I'm falling. Do I just let go, or do I keep holding on? What do you do? The answer for you, you know, I'm trying to help here, is to let go and to relax and to just be what is needed of you right now. Allow whatever is inside you to come through in the healthiest way, if you can. And And there's definitely that density feeling where, yes, I keep saying that you might be feeling sometimes a bit up in the clouds, but you're also very dense because of this Masquerade energy. So it's both of them together. And again, it's so different. It's so hard to handle both of these together. And it can be so confusing. But again, letting go, relaxing, just breathing, and kind of questioning, okay, what is best for me right now? Putting your hand on your heart and asking yourself, what is best for me to do right now? Or, any question that you have. Not allowing yourself to get distracted, which is not that hard, but not that easy for you. Some of you might get very easily distracted from time to time, or sometimes you can never get distracted. Like nothing can distract you. You're like a rock. I don't know. We also have Green Tarot. Supreme protection. You're protected. Cords are being cut and move beyond limitations and trust. So again, trusting, letting go, knowing that you're protected. And even if things are falling apart around you, remembering that even if all the masks are falling, your mask is crumbling and the people around you's masks are crumbling. All of the work that you've been doing, it's crumbling down. Things are not working out how they're supposed to. Know that you're protected, you're being guided. That is your role, the walker. You're walking into the unknown. You're going somewhere. You don't know where. You need to trust. So, because I feel like some of you have been one of these too much. But again, you need to balance both of them, bring them together. We also have Diana with focused intention, like another one that I'm not surprised is coming through. Because again, we're talking about focusing your intention, focusing what do you really want to create, what do you want to make, what are your desires. Set your sights high, expect the best possible outcome. What are your true desires? What are you making and why are you making it? And again, you're going to work and doing what you're doing. Why are you doing it? You're not doing it for money. Stop living in the density. You're not working where you're working for money. Money is just like a natural, I guess, how do I call it? Like a thing that comes just naturally from this. It's like an exchange of energy, but you're not making or creating or whatever you're doing at work for money. And the same with relationships. You're not friends just to be friends. There's a higher perspective of it. And once you understand more of that and think more about that, is when you can really set more intentions with what you're doing. And I think your life will just start changing. Your perception of things will start changing. So again, these situations here with the 9 of Wands where they are not looking very good, in the end, you might feel like, well, wait, this was actually really good. And even if you created a mess, like it's a beautiful mess, or if something didn't work out, then yeah, I understand why it didn't work out, because I didn't have the right intention. Like if you're making something just because you want to make money, for example, nothing is going to work out. Like if you just are doing something just for money. But if you're doing it because you love doing it and you want to make someone happy, that's when truly, the masks, when you create the masks just because they're just random masks. It's like making AI make art. It has no soul in it, or it has like a lot of energies mixed around because it's taking like art from different people. But when you focus your intention into what you're doing and what you're making, so if you're creating an art piece and you're like, I want this to specifically affect this person and people in this way, or I'm making this for this reason, that's when things start shining. That's when things you finally start enjoying the path. You finally find the reason for the path, etc. We have your personal unicorn as well. Interesting that that's coming through with the Fool as well, because the number one, bathe in pure love, stay open to unicorn magic. So really, it's again so weird. Like we have the denseness of the masquerade, but also the walker, who is the open one, open to magic, open to things. So some of you might have been putting down that magic part of you, or maybe you've been opening up recently, which is amazing. Opening up to magic, opening up to love, and knowing that you are supported by many beings out there, and maybe you created some of them. You're not just a human, you're so much more. So maybe you're part of the creator team up there, or not here in the other dimensions, where you're actually designing and creating the things. So maybe some of the things that you're using, like for example, if you watch a movie and you're like, oh, that really affected me and made me understand a lot. I didn't work on it, but it affected me so much. Well, yeah, you didn't physically work on it, but how do you know that you didn't create that for yourself? You didn't create this specific movie the way that it is for yourself so that you can understand that. You did. Like some of these crystals, maybe I created them myself in another dimension so that they can come to me and give me the exact energy that I need. You just have to believe, be open to things like this. Get out of the density, lift the veil in front of you, because you've been under the veil for quite a long time. And I'm glad to see that you guys are really unveiling things now. We also have open to abundance. Believe you deserve and accept plenty and prosperity. So again, talking about that abundance cycle where I'm saying again, but I never explained any of that. But I was talking about how maybe you're doing things for money and you're thinking, no, that you're doing it just for money. You're not doing it just for money. You're doing it for something else. But naturally, money comes to you because you're creating something, and naturally, with the flow of things, it comes back to you. So now when you set your intentions more, you can allow more things to come to you. And don't be scared to ask for more as well. Don't be scared to feel like you deserve more things than you have right now, because you deserve, but focus on the internal, focus on the feeling, not on the very, very physical and dense things. Whew. Anyway, group 2, this was quite a long one. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this. I'm really curious if you resonate with any of this. And of course, tune into the next one where we'll be talking about what you will be becoming soon. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know again in the comments what you thought, and I hope you have a great day. Hope I see you in my next video. Bye. Hello, group 3. You guys picked this cute bunny with the watermelon popsicle. And the cards that you got are the Astronomer and the Pilgrim. These are quite interesting, and I feel like I don't fully exactly know what's going to come through now. So I'm just going to allow whatever, is to come. So let's start talking about them. The Astronomer. The Astronomer is the one that is more of a, like you could say, a night owl. It works in the night, looks in the darkness to see the light. So the astronomer looks through the telescope at night to see the stars when they're at the brightest, because during the day you can't really see them that well or at all. So working during the night, some of you might have been feeling like, or maybe your whole lives or just recently, these months, years, you've been more of a night owl, working better at night, but at the same time trying to stick to a regime. Some of you might have been trying to stick to a regime that is, again, more normal, not night owlish. So if any of you have been doing that, definitely know that it's okay to step more into more of your night owl energy, I guess. To work during the night when it's best for you, to work during the time that is best for you. So I'm really curious if any of you have actually been like this. Let me know in the comments. But yes, the astronomer discovers, the astronomer learns, but not with books. The astronomer learns by looking and by guiding themselves with the stars. So in the same way, some of you may have been also interested in astrology recently and been learning more about astrology, or learning at least more about yourself through astrology. If you haven't, I definitely recommend that for every single one of you, because I think you're in a part of your life, I guess, holding an energy, the energy of the astronomer, which means that it will be very easy for you to understand and allow yourself to be guided by the stars. So if you're ever feeling like you don't know what to do, you don't know why something is happening to you, you don't know what to say, anything, check out the astrology, check out where the planets are at, check out all of that, so that you can be guided by it, because these energies are here to guide you. The stars are there to guide you, and you know how to read them, you understand them. And for some of you, this may come in another way. So you might have like something else that you're really good at reading. Maybe you're good at reading cards and you haven't been using that enough. But definitely use whatever way is best for you to get guidance, because you do not get guidance by reading, by studying, by experiencing. And if that's what you've been trying to do, then you've been completely going against the energies flowing inside you. So come into balance with the astronomer energy that is flowing through you, and allow yourself to meditate, to be more in silence, to be guided in a more spiritual way. Let's say that. Guided by the stars, guided by cards if you want, guided by other means, whatever is best for you. Some people read coffee, some people read tea leaves, some people use wax, candle wax. You can use any way you like, any way you feel drawn to, any kind of cards, any kind of thing. But or it just can be meditation, going within, talking to your higher self, talking to other beings, trying to communicate in that way. But that is how you will learn and discover, not by actually having experiences, like learning from experiences or reading books. No. So if you've been, again, trying to do what every other human does, stop that and start doing what is best for you, because you have another path. And if you do keep following that more, then you'll start realizing that, oh, well, I'm starting to learn and realize a lot more things now. But here with the pilgrim, it's really interesting, because in group 2, we had the walker, and the walker and the pilgrim are very similar. So that's quite interesting, but similar but different. So with the pilgrim is like the walker that has been walking, but at this point the pilgrim doesn't even remember where they started, where they are, where they're going. It's like that loss of knowing anything, and it's that feeling of knowing nothing and knowing everything and knowing everything but knowing nothing. Or gaining more knowledge and then realizing that, oh my God, I actually don't know anything. So experiencing things and realizing, damn, I actually haven't experienced almost anything. So interesting. Again, every single group has been kind of like had the two cards that are kind of like very polarizing in a way, because you have the astronomer where it wants you to learn from the inside, but the pilgrim in you really wants to go out there and experience and like walk and just go on the path. So part of you is thinking, yeah, I need to walk, I need to go do things, I need to go experience. But no, actually, how you're supposed to experience is by being quieting down, by meditating, by slowing down. So it's kind of contradictory to some people probably, but it's really a hard one to balance, where you have to, it's like shifting your beliefs to really knowing that, yes, me just meditating does help me learn, does help me experience. Everything that I experience in my mind is like an experience in the outside. So again, the pilgrim, I feel like, is searching for something, is like walking. So walking outside and like, in a way, searching for something outside and like constantly searching for goals. There was something about that, like constantly having the goals but not enjoying the journey. And you're looking at all these things that you want to learn and you want to experience, especially learn. I think we're mostly talking about learning here and discovering. You want to discover and learn all these things, and you don't fully know how to do them, and you keep trying to find them in some kind of way. But really the way for you is to go within, to slow down, and to find what you need on the inside, and to enjoy the path to that. Because you're not going to instantly find it. You're not going to instantly discover something. You know, when they looked at the stars, they didn't instantly discover everything. It took, so long to discover some planet. Like, I think, was Pluto, I guess Pluto's not a planet anymore, technically. But I think it was discovered, in the 20th century or 19th, either the 20th or 19th. So yeah, one of those. But that's really recent, isn't it? And some of them we've known about from a long time ago. I think even in the, ancient Greek times, they knew about Jupiter, for example, and Saturn. I could be wrong on that, but they definitely must have known about Venus. Since it's a bright one where you can see it. But yeah, so it took a long time to discover some of these things. It's taking me a long time to explain some of this. But it's about enjoying the journey and knowing that you're not going to get everything instantly. You're not going to discover everything in this life. You're not going to discover everything right now. You're not going to learn everything right now. You just can't. And enjoy the journey of learning. I think that's again the polarity here, where the pilgrim is looking for the answer and the finish line, but the astronomer enjoys the thrill of the, hunting to find something new, thrill of the hunt for something. Anyway, let's check out the tarot cards, because I'm just rambling on. Again, I really felt like for your group, it's like we have to reach something. Things are not fully being given to me right now, and it feels like we have to reach for it, to hunt for it. Again, the astronomer, loving the hunt, loving the search for the answer. So analyzing, you love analyzing. Maybe you have some Virgo in your chart. I'd be curious to know if you do. Yeah, if you know your birth chart anyway. So we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Hangman, the Eight of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. Ooh, that's a very interesting one. So the Hanged Man, let's talk about that first. Definitely taking me right to the astronomer and both the pilgrim. Like there's he has the light here around his head. There's this light here where it's the discovering the universe, discovering the galaxies, and there's the light here that the pilgrim has that is carrying. So there's always a light. You're always searching for a light. Even though you're in the darkness, you feel the most comfortable in the shadows. You're searching for a light. You're constantly searching for that light. You're constantly searching for that new thing to learn, for that new thing, for that new enlightenment. So again, constantly searching for something, just like with the pilgrim. Maybe they're very similar in a way too. But there's something here about with the 8 of Cups and 9 of Cups. I mean, so perfect, where you're searching and constantly onto the next thing, onto the next thing. I found everything out. I learned everything out here. So I'm gonna go. And it's like if you work somewhere at a shop where they teach you how to make these milkshakes, like, let's say he was taught how to make all of these, he mastered them, and now he can go and make his own shop. So he's opening his own shop, and that's what kind of your journey, where you're mastering things, you're finding out things, and you're discovering them, and then you're moving on to making your own thing and kind of making it your own, but also moving on to another journey. So there's like a lot of journeys, and you might think that all of these different journeys are you being in a different energy, but it's not. You're still in the same energy. You're always in this astronomer and pilgrim energy, because they don't stay still. They don't stay on one thing. And you might feel like, oh, but I thought at one point I was this or that. But you are staying in these because they like to explore. They want to go in different ways. They want to find different pathways. They want to discover more things. And probably when you were younger, you were discovering a lot by experiences. Like I was saying before, thinking that experiencing, like making many mistakes, for example, so that you can learn, having to do that, having to go through that. That was probably what you were doing, but now maybe you're moving more into learning things, again, through quieting your mind, through meditation, allowing the higher forces, let's say, to teach you and to grant you this knowledge, because you don't need to actually go out there and make 100 mistakes so that you can finally find the right path. You can just go deep within, ask what is the best path, and then find it and go on it. So that's really interesting. And with the Queen of Pentacles, I can definitely feel that this very independent energy as well from you guys. Very independent and very, very nurturing as well. I feel like the things that you want and that you discover, like if you're making for example, if you really are making your own something here, shop or whatever you're doing, I feel this nurturing energy towards it. Like everything that you create, that you discover, you put a lot of care into that. You put a lot of love into it. Like if you discover, for example, if you're actually an astronomer and you're discovering a new star, you would put a lot of care into naming it. Like what would be the best name for this? Or if you're creating like a milkshake, you're thinking, oh, what would be the best way I can make this, and how can I make someone happy by, feel good with what I'm making. Just a lot of care and a lot of attention to detail as well. Again, Virgo energy with this Queen of Pentacles. So I am curious to know if any of you have like Virgo in your chart. Although like with a planet, and everyone has the Virgo energy, truly. And maybe even if you don't actually have Virgo, it's interesting because I think the Hanged Man is the one that's usually, or the Hermit. No, I'm getting it wrong. Whew! Scratch that. Scratch that. But I do feel like there's been places that I've seen people relate the Hanged Man to the Virgo, which I don't fully understand. I'm pretty sure it's the Hermit that is related to Virgo. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It reminds me in some way. For some reason, I'm being reminded of the Virgo energy again, that caring energy, nurturing energy, but also that very attention to detail, perfectionist energy where you want to get everything right. You want everything to be perfect. You want everything to be, arranged. And I was trying to say that it doesn't matter if you have a Virgo in your chart, because even when it's open, it still has energy is still flowing in through it. These 12 zodiac signs, they are there, and we use all of them. We have all of the energies, and when one is open, that means there is more more you can do with it, for example. So while someone who has Virgo in, for example, a particular house or planet, they are bound by it in a way. But you, if you have it open, are not bound by it. You can use it in any way you like. And with these energies, you've been using it a lot for sure. So maybe figuring out how you're using it, trying to use it in the best way possible. I don't know. I really feel like there's a lot about astrology for you guys. So if you haven't looked deeper into your chart, definitely start looking more. start analyzing, start learning in that way. Allow that to teach you. We also have the Queen here, Queen of Pentacles, this is Queen Titania, the Queen of the Fairies. And again, that independent energy, that nurturing mother energy, but also a very stubborn energy, very, very stubborn energy. And it really feels like an outspoken one as well, which reminds me of the astronomer too. Like he sees it, he knows, he's like, this is it. I've seen it. This is what it's going to be called. And everyone else is like, oh, what? I thought the earth was flat or something like that. And you're like, no, it's not flat. I know that it's not flat. I can see this, I can see that. It's telling me that it's not flat. And no matter how much they try to bring you down for what you're saying, you keep going on and on about it, and you keep telling them, no, it's not flat. This is just an example, by the way. Obviously, no one at this day and age is going out and telling people that in their... Most people believe it, basically, was what I'm trying to say. But you can use that in your own situation to kind of, yeah. I'm just trying to say that I'm getting this energy feeling where you are very outspoken and you're not gonna back down just because someone doesn't agree with you, because you know what the truth is and you're out there telling them, what your truth is. And that is a good thing, usually. Although it does come with that caveat of the stubbornness. Sometimes you can be wrong, or sometimes you gotta accept that everyone has their own truth. So yeah, there's a positive and a negative to everything. We also have baby steps here. Action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. So that is definitely reminding me of the Pilgrim for some reason. Like following the intuition before it makes sense, taking action, going towards to where you feel like you need to go, even if you can't fully explain why you're going there, why you're doing whatever you're doing, you're going and doing it, and you know that it's for the right reasons. So again, that pilgrim energy where you're being led and guided by the light, and you're always searching for the light, and the light is right in front of you, always guiding you, so you know that you can move forward. And next we have star bathing, light body crystal grid transmission and activation. We were just talking about light. Well, I was. And this is a lot of light as well. Light bathing, light coming to you, coming through you. Everywhere you go, everything you learn, everything you experience, it's bringing more light, more codes into you. It's activating you more and more and more. So this is a huge time of activation and transformation. I don't know, some of you may have been in this astronomer and pilgrim energy for only a few months. Some of you may have been like this your whole life in this energy. Different for everyone, obviously, but this whole time, the goal has been to find the clues so that they can activate you. So every single crumb has been left for you, and you're finding it. You're going there, finding it, probably unconsciously, being guided, finding them, activating yourself, finding more of yourself as well. It's like you've scattered different parts of yourself in different areas of the world, or different like knowledge. So when you get this knowledge, you unlock that part of you, and it's like, ooh, now I'm more complete and more complete and more complete. We also have devotion here with Krishna. Trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. So yeah, it's quite amazing seeing all of this, that you guys really are trusting. Like, that is the whole point of your current existence, your current role, to trust, to devote yourself to your craft, whatever that is, to devote yourself to whatever you're learning. There's a lot of devotion in you, where, again, that caring nature, that you put so much care and effort into things that you do and make, and that devotion is seen, and that's why you keep being guided by the light. You keep being guided towards the place where you need to go. That's why you never fully unsaw the light. It's like you saw it, and then you never stopped seeing it. You always knew it was there. Even when it was a bit dark and you couldn't fully see, you still knew it's there, it's guiding me. And that's beautiful. We also have the violet flame. Invoke the cosmic diamond. Flame, transmute all that is not love. So that one is an interesting one. Transmuting all that is not love. And transmuting itself. That reminds me a lot about alchemy, like changing, and again about all of these things that you're doing, that you're learning, gathering the codes, and then transforming. Because once you gather, for example, for yourself, if you gather different parts of yourself, you transform and morph yourself. So in that way, to gather more of that light that you're finding, you're releasing things that you don't need anymore. And again, the 8 of Cups towards 9 of Cups, releasing the old that you're not happy with anymore easily, and then moving on, because that is just the right thing to do. And the pilgrim knows, you got to move on. You can't stay in the same place. You got to keep moving, keep going, keep trying to find the place. So yeah, it's just so interesting. It fits so well, doesn't it? We also have shower of blessings. Open yourself to receive and pay it forward. I feel like that's something that you've definitely been learning, to receive and to give, to be in that kind of tuned into the cycle of giving and receiving, where a lot of people would just prefer to give or just prefer to receive. You have been really learning how to do both, give and receive, and you give in a different way than you receive. So you give a lot of knowledge, you give a lot of energy, and you receive things in a different way. And I'm hearing that it's also really important to analyze what you're receiving and what you're giving as well. So again, analyzing is very key to you guys. Analyzing everything that you receive, good or bad, why you're receiving it, and what did you give, and was that really balanced or was it not? Opening up as well is definitely something that I think you've learned how to do that. I feel like you guys know exactly how to open up to receive. I don't think this is coming through to tell you need to open up to receive. I really feel like you guys have learned it already. So you're really good at that. It's just, are you doing it? And what are you focused on? Are you focused on the goal, or are you focused on the actual give and receive cycle? Like the journey between when you give and when you receive. Or are you just focused on the giving and receiving? Or what did I give and what did I receive? Or are you focused on the journey itself? Whew, this one was a long one, and I feel like a hard one at some point. Group 3, let me know in the comments if you resonated with any of this. I'm really curious. And yeah, I hope that you guys we'll tune into the next one where we'll find out what you will be going into next. Although I feel like you guys, you might not want to go into anything else. You might be pretty happy being this astronomer and pilgrim energy, but who knows? Sometimes, you gotta move on. And you guys do that very easily. You know how to do it, and you know how to take it easily. So yeah. Anyway, if you're interested in the personal reading details of how you can contact me are down below in the description. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope I see you in my next video. Bye!